Oh, what's going on, everybody? Yay! How y'all doing? Come on in, come on in. Hit the like button on the way in. We're doing I want to say a pre-show before the show. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Milk Bar will be joining us, aka Nathan. Shout out to him. But I had to do this video. Oh, Paramount Tactical, how we love you so much. People are starting to debunk Candace in every way. Come on in here and say hello. Even the candy ass cult members, because they hate my guts to feel in this mutual. I don't even hate them. I'm just not stunned them. But yeah, listen, people are starting to debunk you left and right, Candace. People starting to debunk you left and right, girl. People getting tired of you lying. What's going on, Francisca? How you doing, honey? Shout out to my mods. Shout out to all of the supporters, to the members. Shout out to all of you all. What's going on? I'm excited for 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I wanted to do a quick live to go over this video with Paramount Tactical. It's like 40 minutes long. I can't do Candace tonight. I just can't. I'm good. How are you? Y'all come on in. Everybody speak to everybody. People showing up. Come on in. Say hello in the chat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Doing well, Francisca. Hope you had a good day. Happy Tuesday to all of you all. Hope you guys had a great day today. We're getting it in. So, of course, I don't intend for this to be long. I always say that, but I mean it this time because I want to be able to get through this video and get to the next video or the next live stream with Milk Bar and have a fantastic discussion. Y'all, it's going to be something else. So, come on into the chat. Say hello. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of y'all. Hit the like button. He is excited, looking forward to it. So am I. I can't wait. Let me make sure this is, for some reason, this is frozen on me. Y'all let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I just want to make sure I'm not frozen. Nothing like that. Okay, cool. Yay! I'm ready to get to it, y'all. We're going to be checking out this video from Paramount Tactical. And then, of course, in the next live, we're going to be going over a couple videos that Milk Bar TV posted up recently. And, of course, discussing the win with the lawsuit that was filed against him from one of the Tate brothers, or I don't know if it was both or one. And, of course, speaking about his reporting with Candace and, just his fantastic debunking videos that I just love so much. These montages that he puts together. And when you're just playing clips of what people are saying. I mean, it's not that difficult, Candace, for someone to call you a liar when it came out of your mouth. That's why I do the snippets. You can't say that someone put words in your mouth. My snippets show the words of you speaking them in real time. And like you say these things and you get mad when people throw it back at you. You can't make this up. So shout out to Paramount Tactical. And shout out to all of you all. Y'all can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much. It is Wednesday in the cold UK. Listen, I appreciate you for always rocking with me. Yeah, Francisca be like 12, 14 hours ahead. She still comes in. My fantastic mods. Francisca, Manny's up in here. How you doing, honey? And she always rocks with us. Laura, all my fantastic mods. Wow, Miguel, Candia, Saint. Just mods I've had for months, and I appreciate you all and your support. Y'all want to get to it? Because we're about to get to it. Loud and clear. Awesome. What's going on, Satiric? How you doing? Everybody speak to everybody. It's summer in Australia, but it's cold. Can I be a mod? You are a mod. Manny? What do you mean? You're mine, Manny. If it's a Manny is a mod, so I don't know if this is a second. Is this a second account? Manny, email me. Email me because I already made Manny a mod. So I want Manny to email me. And I know Manny's email addresses. Okay, yeah, email me, Manny. Because I thought you were a mod. What the heck? Bipolar Melbourne is say so known for 4 seasons in one day. Is it that bad? What is up? My notifications not popping up. Oh man, let me show you all. So you guys see here, I'm subscribed to Tactical's Paramount's I'm gonna call him PT, his YouTube channel, right? So when you subscribe, make sure it is selected to on because personalized will not give you all the notifications. It won't even give you half of them, because YouTube is weird like that. So make sure when you all are when you subscribe, do this drop down of the bell, the notification bell. It's going to default to personalized. Just put it on all. That way you can just get all of them. Because if not, you won't even get half of them. And people tell me that all the time. They're like, I didn't know you were live. YouTube is so weird. It forces you to have to do that. So you guys make sure you select all on the notification bell. Make sure you click it and it'll give you the little pop-up box down there that says you'll get all notifications. All right. So that'll be your confirmation that you selected it. I'm ready to get started, you all. I know that Paramount Tactical is going to be going live too, but we're going live. Because I want to go live and do this before we have Milk Bar up in the house. I'm so excited. So yeah, email me, Manny, because I will need all hands on deck with that. If you ever need a new mod, I'm around. Satiric, that'd be awesome. I mean, the more mods, the merrier. I appreciate that. Email me at LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com, Satiric. I sure will. I'll do it before we go live tonight with Milk Bar because they're gonna be deep up in there. Yeah, after yesterday, I was like, yeah, no, they playing around with this nonsense, with these threats and stuff. And Candace, of course, she'll never say anything. She only put it up that posted up that post on Twitter about Tim Pool's house just to make it seem like, oh, I'm so concerned. No, then turned around and said he's whining and crying on social media. That's not how it works, Candace. So we're just asking questions. Did you have anything to do with it, Candace? Were you knowledgeable of that? Because we're just asking questions. Yeah, you can't make this up. All right, y'all, let's get to it. Because this is 40 minutes. I want to get to this video. And hopefully a second video that I saw earlier today. Something else that tripped me out. But you guys put a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear. Let's get to it. Ow!
I feel like I was set up by the federal government in terms of this lawsuit. Like this wasn't just Brigitte and Emmanuel sitting down making a mistake by filing this national lawsuit, but rather federal agencies, which may have been colluding and speaking to one another about how to put an end to my research into who Brigitte was, because all of these governments are implicated. And by all of them, I mean France, the United States, and Israel implicated.
So 3 different countries, the United States, Israel, and France conspired together to sue Candace Owens for defamation to stop her from investigating Brigitte Macron. Mm-hmm. Just to say that requires narcissistic levels of self-importance and probably some delusion as well. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go.
Oh my God. Because Candace feels but has no facts. Candace,
Echoes here at Paramount, and today is Thursday, December 4th, and I hope everybody out there is having a wonderful day. Look, I have spent my own time, money, efforts, and everything else investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination since it took place because I care about the truth. That's really all that matters to me. And throughout this entire process, what I've tried to do is try to build a coalition of people acting in good faith, regardless of what they believe. I don't care if they believe in whatever conspiracies. And I've had them on my live streams. We've talked about it. We've discussed it. We've had good discussions and debates about it and everything else. And again, I wanted to build this environment to where we could have these discussions and kind of sanity check one another and combine resources and, combine our research and everything else. And apparently that's just not possible because, I've actually went to UVU. I've talked to people on the ground. I saw the UVU campus. I saw where everything took place. I spent my own time and money, tens of thousands of dollars, number one, going there. On top of that, making sure that we have a 3D model, which is available to the public of the entire facility so that people can see what is possible and what's not possible. And the moment that you get outside of what is now the orthodoxy, which is really anything other than the official narrative.
Candace, why the hell you can't just pay some money and go to the campus yourself? How many times have I said that? Candace, you could just go to UVU and do a tour and follow the steps of the shooter because you don't know who the shooter is, girl. If you did, you would tell us. After 4 months, tomorrow would be December 10th. Candace, it would be officially 4 months of you making a whole lot of money off of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And you're no closer to telling us any alternative shooter. I heard in her show tonight, she went to Asia. Candace, you still going from continent to continent, trying to put blame when you just refuse to just produce simple evidence. I mean, you can't make this up. But meanwhile, people are still being doxxed and threatened. Because one way or the other, there's a price to pay for something like that. Can't make this stuff up. But she'll never say anything along the lines of her Candace cult members going around in everybody's videos and being bullies and threatening, intimidating, and making death threats. Another man is in jail because he threatened, some conservatives showed up at one of their houses. He actually went to one of their houses. These people are finding out where people live. And they're showing up to their homes. Tim Pool had his house shot at. Another man is now in jail because he went and showed up at someone's house and was on their camera. Was captured on camera footages at the man's house, at a Jewish conservative's house. And you still got people trying to tiptoe around Candace Owens for what? You might as well tell the truth, shame the devil. Because Benny Johnson, if you keep trying to tiptoe around her, guess what it's going to lead you to? More death threats. The moment you say something she doesn't like, you think her cult members care either way? They see you as an enemy because you're Jewish. Because Candace has literally made her whole disdain for anyone that resembles Israel be known to the world. Because if that be the case, if he's still kissing her butt in his content, then why is he being targeted? Why is Benny Johnson still being targeted? If he's saying everything that she wants to hear, why is he still a target? Okay, Manny. Yeah, because I was like, somebody else is in here playing you. Yeah, I know better. I sent you 2 emails. I got you. See, I told you all. I know who my mod's already a mod. So someone who's this other ghost face here? Because Manny, my mod, has already got the blue wrench. What's going on? Is that that would be weird if you were mod in the vertical, in the regular, but not in the vertical. That's weird. Okay, on this channel. Okay. All right. You're in the second channel. Gotcha. I'm sorry. All right, I will. I'll have to switch over and do it after the live, but I'll make you a mod and Satiric a mod once this live ends. Yep, I got you. Gotcha. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But this is where we are. This is me on your channels. I got you. Yeah, he's good. Ghostface is our mod here. It's Manny. So Benny is a Jewish. Laura Loomer is. Why is Benny taking up for her and he's still getting targeted? Thank you for correcting me on that. He's not Jewish, but he's still being targeted. He had someone show up at his house. Does he not realize that? Does Benny Johnson not realize he's still being targeted? Well, is it worth it? It seems like even with him trying to tiptoe and keep from pissing her off, it's not working. He's still getting threats. So what's the point of trying to tiptoe and keep from making her mad? Like, honesty is the key here. That's all I'm saying. That this is so weird for him to try to sit here and to still parrot her talking points, and it's still not sparing him. He's not realizing it doesn't matter. That's what's so crazy about it. Yeah, because Candy has to sit here and think that matters. It doesn't matter if she's sitting here being sued by world leaders. The Macrons are going to mollywop Candace in the courtroom. They're suing her and they're going to win. You realize that, right?
Once all those other crazy things that, by the way, have been
she's gonna
proven completely false. But if you look at the evidence, and we're going to go through the evidence amongst other things. If you look at the evidence and you come to a conclusion based on actual evidence and not wild speculation, you are, man, people come after you like I've never seen. I've been doing this for a really long time. We've had a YouTube channel for many years now. I've always covered conservative politics, things that matter to me. And, I've had a lot of people come after me for political reasons. I've never seen the vitriol and the propaganda and the smear campaigns like I've seen when it comes to the Charlie Kirk assassination. I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty crazy. And even with Candace Owens, especially with someone that gets the viewership that she does, with the resources that she has, even if it was behind the scenes, I was hoping to collaborate with her, to talk with her, to, again, this is about finding the truth and to dismantling lies. I don't care where those lies come from. If they come from the U.S. government, we're going to dismantle them. If they come from social media, we're going to dismantle them and get the truth to the American people, because the truth is all that matters. But unfortunately, Candace Owens has went down a road of nothing but propaganda, lies, and I have proof of all that. And we're going to go through that. And at the end of this, I'm going to talk about what I think are some of the motives, some of the driving forces behind all of this. And it's not just Candace. There's many other things going on politically, internationally, and we're going to talk about all that. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through and show you some of the tactics and techniques that Candace uses to deceive millions at a time. She uses outright lies. She uses straw man arguments. She uses gross exaggeration, among many others. But here's just some of the things that she does that you can take these examples and you can see them in every single one of her episodes to create this fictitious narrative. And at the end of this, I'm going to talk about the real world impacts, the negative, destructive impact that this is having on our society, on political discussion, and so much more. But let's get into some of these examples of real evidence that she is making serious efforts to deceive everybody out there. All right, so this first example is from episode 244. She's talking about why she believes that the text messages from Tyler to Lance Twiggs, among other people, are basically fabricated. And what she talks about is the fact that because there's the word vehicle in these text messages, that's not a word that any normal American, any teenager would actually use. And then she provides proof of that with a video.
By the way, I'm sure you caught this, but there's old footage of Tyler Robinson that is now circulating from a car accident that he had. And during the discussion with the officer that showed up, Tyler certainly refers to it as his car, not his vehicle, because that's how most English speakers refer to a car, unless they're in the military or on the police force. So here is 2022 police body cam footage, in case you missed that, of Tyler making a crash report. Take a listen.
Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Simon, is it Simon? You said Candace claims that Christ is king while she lies. Okay, let me pull this up, because perhaps you can explain this. Yeah, I saw this earlier today. It's both sides. Yeah, because I'm just curious. I'm just curious as to why this video exists. Candace said Christ is king. I'm just, I'm just trying to figure out here. We're just asking questions here, okay? Just so you know, we're just asking questions. Because I did see that video. Candace. This is
okay. Maybe say no. That's just playing. All right. Who plays gay?
hold on. Yeah, this is
we jest a lot about Candace, but sometimes we got to be dead serious. And this is one we got to be serious about. And no, the photo you're seeing is not AI. We have verified it. We have checked across 15 different government sources, and they all tell us, yes, that's Candy. The one thing we can't verify who the lady is. Our assumption is that she might be the one French national that she's getting her leaks from. At minimum, this is who she feels for her information. No pun intended. Now, we're going to discuss something.
You okay with that,
bro? For you
bro?
people who are Candy-ites and who follow Candy to the nth degree and want to go with her to the end of the world and say that Christ is king, I'd like to know where Christ was during this picture.
Yeah, me too. I would love to know, Simon, where is Christ at in this photo? I don't recall Jesus grabbing another man's behind while he walked this earth. You know, because he's king and all. He also died on the cross, shed his blood for our sins, so we can have salvation. We bless God for that. So tell me, where is Jesus in this picture? You good with that, Simon? Simon, come back, Simon. Simon says Christ is king. I would love to know. Simon, come on back up in here. Don't need to be shy. What's going on, Mira? How you doing, honey? We're on the real meaning of the verse. Simon, you hiding in the bush. Simon is the ram in the bush next to Candace. You can't make this up. Oh, shout out to both sides. So both sides got this photo. You know, because Candace, when you start pissing people off for real, guess what? Oh, I gotta subscribe to his channel. Guess what you start doing? You put people up to send photos like this about you, girl. You got your hand on this girl's butt. She got wet clothes. Candace look pregnant. Is that a belly? That's a baby bump. She had 4 kids, so I wouldn't be surprised. Candace, you look pregnant. But perhaps I'm wrong. I'm just asking questions. Were you pregnant here, Candace? Is this a baby bump? You got the yellow arrow just pointing dead to your hand, girl. Right there on that young lady's butt. You know, because Christ is king. Maybe Jesus was standing on the water. You know, because Jesus walked on water. Perhaps Jesus walked on water. And then he stood there and he was like, y'all think God would be pleased with this? Maybe Jesus walked on water. And, you know, we can't see him. But he told Candace, somehow, this is good. Where's Christ in this photo, Simon? You don't know the name of Simon Peter was a disciple's name, right? You can't make this up. Where is Christ in this photo, Simon? I'm waiting for you to come back and tell me this. See, she gets 155,000 views in a live stream. Why do you all feel the need to perpetuate that? Like, why do you think that's a good thing? If she's not doing this for views, but because she just wants to get out the truth, you guys go out and parrot her talking points that are contrary to her saying, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this because I want attention and I don't have content. I'm doing this because I love Charlie Kirk. Wink, wink. I'm doing this because I want to find out who the killer is. Wink, wink. I'm not doing this to make this all about me. But then the candy ass cult members go out and parrot the same talking points that she herself tries to debunk. Candace, because you're bad at this, let me help you out. Why don't you tell your cult members to stop going out and saying things that debunk whatever you're saying when it comes to your views and you being number one? Because if that is not why you're doing this, then why are they talking about it in everybody's videos in the comment section? Because it negates what your whole purpose of this is. While you're sitting here looking like you're Prego with the baby in the belly, grabbing another girl's butt, because everything is fake and gay. You don't say everything is fake and gay and then turn around and say Christ is king. It's like a euphemism for her. She just says that as a slogan. Christ is king. She means the thing about everything being fake and gay. No, she means that. That's that with her soul. Her saying Christ is king. It's just something to say. Christ is king. Yeah. You're right. He is. This isn't Christian. This is not even ladylike. It's not even very straight. You can't make this up. Hold on. Let's finish watching this.
We're not quite sure where he was, because if he were there, he probably wouldn't agree with the touching of the bouquet by Candace Owens' hand and making the type of faces that she makes. Now, remember, she's all about trying to get people to do the good and do the truth and do the rights and all that good stuff. I wonder where that went to when she was taking this picture. And I want to know what kind of excuses you're going to give. Oh, that's just girls being girls. Y'all just don't understand when you're a female. Look, I don't care how you phrase it. I want to know, and please answer the question. Don't deflect nothing. All that. I just want to know, is it okay for a Christ is King girl to be touching another female who is wet coming out of water in regular clothes on her bouquet while making said faces for both of them? I know y'all know how to make spin. I can't wait to see the spin on this one. And look, when I tell you I can't wait, I cannot wait. And I have a suspicion. This is just my thought. I think the Candyites might be running from this one.
Oh, yeah.
Why? It doesn't look good on. Remember how y'all talk about how it doesn't look good? I don't know. There's a vibe. In my gut, I don't feel.
Simon, where the hell you at? You can't make this up. Y'all, shout out to, we got a super. Oh, look at God. Thank you, DB. Oh, for the $10 super. Candace is 100% off her rocker and don't give one damn about anyone but herself. Karma is coming and I'm here for it. Everyone was there to see mine. Yeah. Candace, you got some splaining to do. Oh, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Where's Boys Club at? George, how the hell are you feeling about this right now? He might be psyched. He might not even care. After all, he's best friends with Andrew Tate. Like, that's a shocker. But Christ is still king to them. Sometimes, even the Bible speaks of you having yourself aligned with those who are of kindred spirit. George, aside from you not getting that sandwich your wife promised to make you, how is Christ king when everybody in your life is fake and gay? You can't make this. This is what he married. Candace. This is not very Christ-like at all. Oh, shout out to you, DV. Thank you so much for the $10 super. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all have noticed. I haven't. We've taken away. We've done away with the $25 goal. But if you would like to financially support the channel, Cash App is scrolling below. You can do super stickers. I don't care. Just hit the like button. I appreciate it as well. But the super is always nice. It's just a blessing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You can't make this up. Candace, you can't make this up. Candace, your cult members are going to just really have a fit because they can't explain this. They can't say, that's not her in the photo. That's Proctor. You can say that nonsense about the Macron's photos if you want. The Candace can't deny this being her because you got spectators around. You got the other person in the photo that's going to be like, yeah, that's Candace. My tissue was cold, so she kept it warm.
I don't feel like this is right for her to be doing, especially saying that Christ is king. I don't feel like this is appropriate. And it just feels weird. It just feels like they've been doing this for a while. It feels like there's something else going on. The question is, morally, what's going on? Is Candace having some sort of a relationship with this woman? I mean, let me put it to you this way. If my wife, is taking a picture with another female, and I'm in a public location or private, either way, taking a picture with a female, and I see her slightly angle the woman forward, and place her hand upon the woman's rear. I'm going to say right now that might be a bone of contention to where we might have a serious argument, and it could result in something very, very bad. Up to and including to finding out why the hell you putting your hand on another woman's behind, and secondarily, you looking for a divorce? That'd be a way to get it. That's just putting that out to you. So my question, where George at? Where is George, considering that this whole family is Christ the King?
Boys Club. Where the hell you at? Boys Club was at the Boys Club, hanging out with Tape Brothers and all of them. You know, he's like, I'm hanging out for people in different countries with people in different countries because, you know, they coming in from all area codes. They're supposed to be coming in on what, the 15th? She said international. Yeah, okay. You think Boys Club is stunned Candace? They didn't even have any romance in the 18 days between the first day they met and the day they were engaged. No romance. God. I'm just trying to figure out to the candy asses because you guys, you love coming up in here with all the banter. Aside from the one that thought he was going to get bold and try to threaten me. For the most part, nothing they say really bothers me like that. I just don't appreciate that the threat if you're not going to be specific and be plain and clear on it. But explain this. Christ is king. Where's Jesus standing? Is he near the waterfall? Is Jesus in the bush? Was he a ram in the bush this day, y'all? It's a bush over there. Is Jesus? Is that who is this right here in the water? Someone's in the water. Is this a swimming pool? This might be her swimming pool. She was at a baby. If this is somebody says a baby shower, so this is her house. Miriam was like, "Oh, you got to see that video." Shout out to you, Miriam. Oh, I saw part of it early. This is something else. Marlon from both sides is willing to get in the ring for TPUSA to debunk. Sure wish they knew what his willingness. I wouldn't miss that one one-on-one. Oh, yeah. You can't make this up. No, they don't, Birdman. No. Not when you walking around talking about Christ is king and everyone else is faking gay except her, I guess. Unless she's faking gay. Candace, are you faking gay? Because you damn sure won't show us the text message you sent to the FBI, but you want them to do something. You do realize that's not how that works, Candace. The FBI is not supposed to show you favoritism. It's supposed to be fair and impartial and neutral. So, like any other American citizen, you're supposed to be filing a formal complaint. Why don't you do that? And then when it gets to the last page of that website where it says, do you attest and affirm that the statements you're making under the penalty of perjury are true and correct? Click that box. I've already dared you 3 times. You won't do it. But I would love for you to actually file a formal FBI complaint on the FBI website, Candace, because it's not an email. You got to go on the website and file that formal complaint and click that box saying that you attest and affirm that the statements you're making are true and correct under the penalty of perjury. Please do it. We're waiting. Meanwhile, she's at a baby shower being fake and gay. You can't make this up. She's pregnant. Y'all should look at that baby in there. This smush. That baby is in the womb like, mama, will you lay up off this lady? Don't do this. This is weird. What is all this fresh on me? My back and my neck. My back and my neck, mom. The baby should have been kicking the crap out of her that night. She should have had indigestion, heartburn, reflux. Oh, man, you get to say all this when you've had 2 kids yourself. She should have had some swelling, caught an instant headache. Because you're sitting here smushed up on another female like this. And that poor baby in the belly, boy, is just not happy.
Hey, y'all the ones that say it. I'm just asking, where is the moral compass for this woman? Y'all say she has one. Y'all say she's the truth, the light, the queen, all of it, right? All the good stuff.
Yep.
She's a truther. She's a truther. So tell us the truth.
She's God into the world. She's God.
Okay. Maybe say, no, that's just plain. All right. Who plays gay? It used to be, if you act and feel free to dabble in something, more than likely it's not just crossed your mind. You've done it quite a few times. My question is, why feel so comfortable on camera in the middle of the day and put the kind of face? Now, this is not an old picture. As you can see, the same type of makeup and the same hairstyle as within the last year. This seems to be recent.
You can
at least recent within a year and a half. Now, that's at least as recent as she's been saying Christ is king. That's at least as recent as her calling out people's moral failure. That's at least as recent as her saying that people need to follow God and come to God and all the God stuff. Where was God?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to really try and answer the question, but in case you feel froggy and you want to, please. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear the answers for this one. I will make an assumption.
So crazy.
The answers will range from, even though we told you it's not, y'all created that picture to make Candy look bad. Or it'll go to as far as, so what? We lying. I like what she's doing. Look at Candy embracing her gay side. That is amazing. And that is good. That means that's how you bond both sides. That's how you bond left and right. You have to identify with the other side so they know that you care. That's what y'all gonna say. And then they're gonna be ones in the
You can't make this up. Candace. Come to the front. Girl. Ooh, child. Yeah, you know what's so crazy? I just thought about this. Y'all remember the video yesterday where this Milo character said that he thought Charlie Kirk was gay, and he said it twice because he was, affirming that. And she never played that part of the video or debunked it. Y'all remember that? Candace. You're always talking about, shout out to Laura. Mama, thank you so much. She's also the admin here in StreamYard. So if you guys need anything, just let her know if I can't get your comments in or something like that. But shout out to you, honey. Who plays gay? I know, right? Y'all remember this Milo dude said that he said, I think Charlie was gay. He said it twice. And she didn't debunk it. She never debunked that. You can't make this up. Walk backwards towards me. Is that you over there? Is that you in the photo? Are you at the baby shower, DB? Girl. He couldn't hold back his laugh. Are you there? Are you in the photo? Just tell me. You can email me. You ain't got to tell me out loud. You can make this up. Who took this picture? Oh, you said no. Okay, cool. Who took this picture? Now the candy asses are leaving. They can't stand it. Listen, y'all cult leader is the one that decided to take this photo and never thought it would come back up again with a baby in her belly. While she sits here and talks about everything being fake and gay, Candace, you could talk about every continent or country in the continent and try to blame any and everybody all you want. It does not excuse this photo. It just doesn't. I'm still trying to figure out, Christ is king, and somehow he was hiding in that bush. I guess smiling at you doing this, I would like to think that Jesus put on the frowny face. He was not happy at this. He was not happy at all. You can't say,
look, I don't think that's big a deal. It's just one picture. Y'all go on way less than this and make it about everything. Like, say, for instance, you see a man on a phone call and you think, oh, definitely plotting the death of somebody. That's what you think. I see this picture, just like you. I'm going to follow in your footsteps. I see this picture and I think, I wonder how long this affair has been going on. I have to wonder if Jorge knew, or everybody else in the circle knew, or if this is why she got terminated from every one of her jobs, is because she kept making passes at female staff. And maybe one of the female staff might come forward and say, hey, yeah, Candy was indeed quite frivolous with her activities and touching people in the workplace. And so we had to fire her. But we didn't want to destroy her reputation, so we just decided to not say anything, but just fire her. I wonder if that's been happening. I mean, y'all make your speculation based on one thing. I'm making my speculation down the same way, right? Fair game. Turn around, fair play, right? No?
Yep.
Oh, it's different when we do it. My bad. I'm just waiting for y'all to answer the question. That is simply all. We found a picture. We found it inappropriate. That's number one. We found it disconcerting, number two. And we had multiple questions. We know Candy's not going to address this. She never addresses anything that has to do with her. She genuflects and makes you think of something else and look over here. She's a distraction queen.
Candace won't even address the fact that Milo claimed that Charlie Kirk was gay back to back in the same conversation, in the same interview. Didn't even play that part of the video. She chops up content and videos to fit her dumb moot point that she's going to find out the hard way in court that no judge in a court of law will give two craps about, because they don't, Candace. They don't. Judge Rennie is not going to care. You could go in there talking about blue and yellow Egyptian planes in Asia and Africa, you know, Angola. You can talk about all that stuff all you want. It's going to be objected to as irrelevant. The judge won't care. The jury won't care. And the Macrons are bringing scientific evidence. Period. You just can't make this stuff up. And Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk, y'all still need to sue her. If you're concerned about information getting out, then your attorneys can file a motion and ask the judge to have certain sensitive information redacted or documents under seal, considering the circumstances. Have them put it under seal or redacted, or certain documents kept confidential and not released. You know, that's what under seal is. There are alternatives. So no one should feel like they can't pursue legal recourse in the court of law. You have the right to do that, especially in the United States of America. And Lord knows, we have heard Candace defame Turning Point and Erica Kirk enough. And I heard you went on Russell Brand's show and doubled down on some things about Erica Kirk, Candace. Yeah, you got it, common girl.
But she was the one that said Christ is king. Oddly enough, the people she keeps around her are not the kinds of people Christ the King would keep around him. You understand what I'm saying? It just seems like she has a disingenuous look on God. To her, God is a crutch, a cudgel. She uses it as a tool to divide people and to beat people over the head when she herself, she don't even know the man. I'm just looking based on the picture. Again, I don't know Candy. I know the picture though. I know a woman's touching another woman's derriere with a sexual look on her face, and they both look like they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And what I've been reading, Christ ain't king of that. So I just want to know. And if you do know who the lady in the picture is, that might be her source for everything. She might be with the French. She looks like she could be French. I don't know. She has a French look on her face. It might be like, you know, croissant. Look like it. I'm just asking. It might be one of the, it might be look like it's at a villa or something, you know.
Candace, is that the female French assassin you was talking about? Are you mad because she didn't call you back? Candace mad at the female French assassin for not returning her phone calls. Why haven't you texted me back? I thought we had a thing in that photo. I thought what we had was special. Oui. Bonjour. He said croissant. Croissant. What about Club de Sant? Our days at the Club de Sant seems lost without you. This is why she want to walk around and pretend that Brigitte Macron was born a man. Candace, I cracked the code. See? Candace, this is why you're obsessed about Brigitte Macron being born a man. Is this why, Candace? Because it just doesn't make you feel better when you grab the booty of a female if you think there might be a penis down there. I'm saying exactly what I want to say right now. And I'm on one. You can't make this stuff up. Candace, is this why you're sitting here talking about Brigitte Macron being born a man? Is there a photo of you trying to grab her booty? And then you can't make this stuff up. She's like, you know, George, it's harmless. It's a female. I thought George told you to make him a sandwich, girl. You can't make this stuff up.
Went out hanging in Mexico. I don't know where that is. It look fancy though. Look like it costs a lot of money. Wine and dine your girlfriends.
Oh,
y'all can let us know what you figure out about it. But it is a real photo, not Photoshop. So let's start there. And like I said, even if it wasn't in your mind, we verified it across multiple government agencies at minimum 600.
Yeah, 600.
That's the only part of the story that I'm not telling the truth about. We didn't verify jack about no government sources. We know what a real photo is, though. This is a real photo. So, Candy, if you can come to the front, answer the question. What is up with that? Candy-ites, I want to see you defend this nonsense. I mean, since y'all...
Candy asses. To the candy ass cult members. Is this why Candace is so upset with Brigitte Macron? We shared a bagel together. How dare you? I would tell everyone you were born a man. Do you understand me? I would tell them that you have a penis. Stop playing with my emotions. Candace is scored. Candace doing all this because she's mad at Brigitte. You're dismissing me. Oh, you blocked my number? Okay, I know how to get you back. You blocked my number, Brigitte. Okay, cool. I didn't grab your ass for nothing. There's a price to pay, Brigitte. Brigitte didn't know what she was getting into, boy. She was like, it was accidental. I didn't know her hand was there. I don't know how French people talk. I don't have the accent down yet. I don't have the French accent down yet, but we're going to get it one day. I didn't know her hand was out. I didn't know. She's backed into it. Candace has been mad ever since. I figured it out, Candace. Just like you can get real crazy with your conspiracies, I could go to. I told you, girl, two can play this game. So that's what happened. So one day, Brigitte Macron was taking a walk near some water at a pond. Candace Owens just so happens to walk up upon Brigitte Macron, and then next thing you know, she just has her hands out waiting, and then Brigitte just walks into him. She was like, "Oops, feel," and then Brigitte Macron is like, "How dare you?" And she gives her that French slap. How dare you? And then Candace is like, you know you liked it. You know you liked that. That felt good, girl, didn't it? Good. And then Brigitte was like, I'm blocking your number. I'm blocking your number. What do you mean? Oh, you're going to block my number? Okay, I'm going to tell the world you have a penis. And now we're here with this dumb lawsuit. Candace, you can play that game, girl. I have a vivid imagination. I mean, am I lying? You can't prove that I'm not lying, and I can't prove that I'm not lying, because I know, but I don't know, because we know, but we know no. But we know no. We all know. Candace, we know no. We know no good. You don't know no good. We know no good.
All of the ones that say appearance is 90% of what you need to know. Everything just looks weird. It feels weird. Something doesn't feel right. That's how y'all gauge your emotions and your slots of truth, right? I don't feel like this is right. I get a vibe from this that something is wrong. My gut is telling me that this is morally incoherent with the things that she's been saying.
Yeah,
it's just morally inept to me. Okay, I just want to know how you gauge yourself from having the truth on one end and Christ is King to this. To this. Now, if you want to know whether or not this photo is one for the ages in terms of whether it'll age well, it will. Yeah, the government doesn't have to verify everything we do. Sources do, though. Locations of the photo, who's in the photo, when was the photo. We verified the photo. You're not going to find AI on it. In fact, if you feel free and you want to do it yourself, run it through Grok. Run it. In fact, if you know what, I'll be that guy. If you want to distrust our proof section, use Grok. Since
there's what 1, 2, 3 other people in this photo. Candace, we see 3 other human beings in this photo. At least that looks like a human being because I see hair. That's definitely another person right there. It might be someone behind her swimming, and then the lady whose buttocks you're squeezing. Candace, don't make me have her come on and tell her story. To the lady that's photographed, if you would ever like to share your story and your testimonial, perhaps you're a survivor. We don't know it, because you could be. So you can come and share your story with us. And you can't make this stuff up.
Y'all like Grok. You go ahead and Grok it and see whether or not this photo is real. It'll tell you whether it's AI generated. It'll tell you a whole lot of stuff. Okay? You let me know what you find.
Oh, man.
If it fits what you want, then don't come back. But if you find out that it is true, please come tell us why this was deemed okay by Candace to do. Considering the fact that she's on her platform every day, day in, day out, calling out the moral failures of others.
Yep.
To the point where she feels free to accuse people of murder. But here she is, we're doing this. And this is a far more tangible proof where we can accuse her of lesbianism. Oh, that's a bit too far. Murder is okay. Lesbianism, off the table. All right. Okay. Well, y'all make your decisions. I just want to know. We're just putting out the information for you to know. This is out there, and we want answers. But as far as Christ is the King, Christ ain't the king of this, and he ain't in this. I don't know which Christ you're talking about. Might be Christ with a K. But it ain't the other one. It ain't the one in the book, and it ain't the one we've been known in history. That's not this. So anyway.
Yeah, Jesus didn't die on the cross for this, Candace. He did not die on the cross for that girl. No, he did. And you sit here, you get mad. She gets mad. Hold on. She gets mad when we sit here and bring up anything that could be merely embarrassing to her. Candace, we understand that this might be embarrassing for you, but this is what you did. This is what you did. You decided to take a photo and have this young lady in it. You chose to do that. You chose to do that. You sit here and criticize someone because they use the word vehicle or car or automobile. Planes, trains, and automobiles. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. There's no Christ in that photo, is his point. And to sit here and to try to say, I'm just a perfect little Christian that do no wrong, while I lie on someone's gender that can be scientifically debunked. They're bringing scientific evidence, Candace. Remember, you asked for the blood of the First Lady. I think I was one of the main content creators calling that out because I peeped that. I did a whole video on that. Candace wants the blood of the First Lady. And then she lied and said, I didn't ask for the blood of the First Lady. And then I said, yes, the hell you did. And I played your video again. She wants the blood of the First Lady because she knows she would need that scientific evidence to prove if she was born a man or a woman. But there's the one thing she can't get. And you put your hands on the buttocks of another woman. It doesn't matter who the lady is. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't matter who the lady is. It's the fact that, to Candace, everything is fake and gay. And here she is in a video holding a woman's butt while she's pregnant. And the lady is wet at a pool. Yeah, nice swimming pool. Beautiful swimming pool. And you're grabbing this woman's behind and you took a photo like that. And you didn't think no one would release that? You didn't think that would come up somehow? I think, did she post that up? Candace, did you post up that photo yourself? Candace has had 4 kids. I know, right? What drinks was being served in that punch bowl? Shout out to you, to me. Jody said maybe that was her bestie or something. I don't put my hands on the best friends' butts that I male or female. I would do it. I would not put my hand on my female best friend's behind. I just wouldn't do it. It's so, Candace, that's so fake and gay. And you got, where is Boys Club at? Where's Boys Club? When all of this was happening, what was Boys Club? Hanging out with the boys. He was on another side of the pool. Oh, okay. You can't make this up. Let's get back to Paramount Tactical, because this is one of the best debunking videos I've seen in a while. And seeing that, the candy ass cult members think that they could just threaten everyone's life because their cult leader is being debunked. Paramount Tactical was like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care if people unsub. I don't care. Candace Owens has no control or power in the Lady Luck Club. You have none, girl. And yet you took that photo. Yeah, that's going to fare well for you in court.
Was going to shuttle over from her car? Interesting. There's more, of course.
There is more, but she didn't show it to you. That video clip is a little over 3 minutes. And she pulled out one little piece where he says car. And that is proof. And by the way, who the heck says shuttle over to her car?
It's gonna be a minute. You gotta shuttle over from where she's at to her car.
This kid obviously kind of speaks in ways that I don't think most of us are just familiar with. But just a few seconds later in that exact same video clip, here's what happens.
There was a vehicle in the lane between lane. There was a vehicle in the lane between lane. There was a vehicle in the lane.
So there we go. In the exact same video that she uses to prove that he doesn't use the word vehicle, he does use the word vehicle. So that is a clear, that's a lie, or it's incompetence. Why would she not watch the entire video to make sure that she has her, T's crossed and her I's dotted? She made the entire case that, hey, you shouldn't believe that these text messages are legitimate because he doesn't use the word vehicle, when in fact he does. So Let's move on. All right, so the next example of a lie and deception is from episode 244. It aired September 29th. Let's play this.
Of most interest to me, what I've learned is that his father does not believe, his parents don't believe that their son committed this crime. I was like, huh? Excuse me? That's a far cry from what the media has been telling us. Remember, the media presented this amazing story. The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then
it's not a story, Candace. It's called evidence. Video camera footage, photos, fingerprints, gunshot residue. Because she doesn't understand how that works. She has no idea the type of evidence that will be presented in a murder trial, because it was a whole murder. If there was a gun used, Candace, they do what's called a gunshot residue test. Why does she not Google this stuff? She claims it's like only a 3 or 4 member team that she has. They want to sit here and dox people, but you can't look up gunshot residue test or facial recognition analysis. You can't look those concepts up that can actually be used in court to help provide evidence in a case. The Macrons are bringing photos that have been verified with facial recognition software, analyzed by experts who will be able to testify to that. They're bringing scientific evidence, Candace. Blood. You can't make this stuff up. She doesn't understand that there's a gunshot residue test that can be done at the very least.
He phoned over a friend. That quote unquote family friend informed the family. It was that in-between person that informed the family that Tyler had been identified as the shooter. It's a far cry from what the media has been telling us. Remember, the media presented this amazing story.
All right, so who was this media that created this amazing story? So basically what she's saying here is it wasn't the parents that identified him. It was the family friend that said, hey, look, we've identified him. We think it's Tyler. He needs to turn himself in. But let's jump here to episode 237, September 17th. Just, I don't know. We're talking.
Shout out to you, Satiric. That's my email up front, honey. You can email me. Satiric is going to be a new mod. And Manny, don't let me forget to make you a mod over on the second channel. All right, let's get back to it.
12 days prior to this. And this is what Candace actually said to begin with.
I have a source, and everything the source has told me that has happened and when we were lied to publicly has proven to be correct. So I'm very inclined to believe this source on a couple of other things. And when I speak also to Lance's family, they are confirming what the source is telling me. So we're going to go through this.
All right. So she has a source that she has found extremely reliable. And
name the source, Candace, because you want to name everybody else. Name the damn source, girl. Or at least show the evidence that the source sent you that can be verified by anyone else. Like how I posted the links to the articles and all those things that were sent to me from a source. But I posted the information that people can go and look at because that information is not secretive information. It's not like, evidence in the murder investigation or anything like that. It's information that can be researched and Googled. All I had to do was drop the links. I mean, this is so ridiculous. She always says she has a source, but doesn't post up the actual evidence from the source. She'll type something up about some flight logs that no one can verify, by the way. We have no idea if it came from the black boxes of those actual planes. She just hand typed stuff up. See, that's what I mean by verify, Candace. Because I already taught you about black boxes. Because it's the only way you're going to learn that. But yet, no way to verify if the information she typed up for her pre-scripted, pre-recorded shows actually came from the black boxes of this blue and yellow Egyptian plane. You have no way to verify that. It's more so just because Candace Owens said so. That's not facts. That's not evidence. And if you were put under oath, Candace, here's a test. Here's the day at the top of it all. If Candace was put under oath, which she will be at some point, and then told, okay, now, do you affirm and attest that the statements that you're about to give under oath, under the penalty of perjury, are true and correct? And then you say, yes, I do. So anything you say after that, lie under penalty of perjury or under oath if you want to. You will be hit with perjury charges. That's why she always tries to backtrack and to try to go back and say, well, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. I can pull up the clip where the words came out of your mouth and was shown on the screen. But that's the thing. She'll never say this under oath. She will never make these statements under the penalty of perjury. Because, Candace, you're a coward. And you're lying like hell. So, of course, she's going to just say whatever on her YouTube channel because, Candace, YouTube is not court. And going to court is not like having a video posted up on your YouTube channel. You'll find that out the hard way. But she'll never make these statements under oath. Never. Because she knows they're not true. So, once again, I dare you to do a formal FBI complaint, Candace, and post up the proof once you're done with it.
And on top of that, everything the source has said has been confirmed by other people. Let's see what the source actually has to say.
So they released the photo. And then we are told, as my source initially told me, that it was the mother who recognized Tyler and she phones him up. Tyler says, Mom, I'm sick. She doesn't believe it. She loops in dad. Okay.
Okay. She does more than loop in dad. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But look at what she's saying. Just 12 days prior, she said she has a source that confirmed that the mother saw the surveillance footage, recognized her own son. It was the parents that recognized her own son. And she didn't just loop in dad. She showed the father, Matt Robinson, the surveillance footage of the suspect that the FBI released. And let's read the charging documents. This is the official charging documents. I have them right here. This is an excerpt. I believe this is from page 6. Robinson's mother stated the following to police on September 11th, 2025, the day after the shooting. Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother called her son and asked him where he was. He said he was homesick, and that he'd also been homesick on September 10th. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspected shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed, which this is literally confirmed by Candace and her extremely reliable source.
As my source initially told me, that it was the mother who recognized Tyler and she phones him up.
Now here we are at the charging documents again. This is page 7. Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance image of the suspected shooter in the news, he agreed that it looked like their son. He also believed that the rifle that the police suspected the shooter used matched a rifle that was given to his son as a gift.
Otherwise, Candace, why don't you just read the entire indictment? Shout out to you, DBS. I appreciate you. DBS, listen, $1, $2, I don't care. I just appreciate the blessing in it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have no idea what's going on with YouTube, but thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Brad says, Brad is telling us how he really feels, and we're going to read it. We're going to read your comment. So I know it's not Christian to me, but I have burning hatred for her for what she's doing to Charlie's vision, for what she's doing to the country by costing us the midterms, most likely. Thanks. You know what? I understand it because Candace herself, you said you hate everybody. I have the snippet of that. I clipped it where Candace said she hates everybody. It's like Israel wants us to hate them. So she has said that either she hates Israel or she just hates everybody in 2 separate occasions. 2. So Candace, you can't talk about, oh, I can't believe they saying they hate me. You said you hate everybody. What difference does it make? I have the clip, girl. I got the snippet. You can't make this up. I appreciate you have the balls to call this out. Yeah. And the more people that come out and speak truth to power and are flat out honest, the harder it's going to be for her to keep lying like hell. Because at the end of the day, Candace, you will never say these things under oath or under the penalty of perjury. You just won't do it. I know you won't do it. You won't even file a formal FBI complaint because you'll have to check that box attesting that the statements you're making is true and accurate under the penalty of perjury. And I've already gone over the federal penal code. When you give false and misleading statements to the federal government or in a federal investigation, good luck to that, Candace. You can't make this up. Shout out to Saint. How you doing, honey? One of my minds. I appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all, this is something else. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. The candy asses, they get mad, but they're here. I've been making 5 videos myself. Good, Brad. Email me and we'll go over. Listen, the more the merrier. I never heard of Paramount Tactical until today. And I'm so glad I've heard of him. I'm so glad he did this video. This is awesome.
As a result, Robinson's father contacted his son, asked him to send a photo of the rifle. Robinson did not respond. However, Robinson's father spoke on the phone with Robinson. Robinson implied that he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet at their home. As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy, Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate. So that's the story that Candace and her reliable source confirmed. But here we are 12 days later, and she's contradicting her reliable source altogether just to change the narrative.
So they released the photo. And then we are told, as my source initially told me, that it was the mother who recognized Tyler. Or the media presented this amazing story. The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then he phoned over a friend. I was told actually that it was kind of the opposite. That quote unquote family friend informed the.
Yeah, can I get one of the mods to drop Brad Bowen's YouTube channel link in the chat for me, please? Can we get that YouTube channel link dropped in the chat? I would appreciate that. And Brad, let us know if we got the right one. If it's your exact profile name, that'll be easier to find. And you guys go over there and check out Brad and subscribe. Thank you so much. I got to show some love for the content creators.
Family that Tyler had been identified as the shooter. He recognized him. He knows Tyler.
She was the media that created that story. And actually, the story wasn't created by the media. The story was created by the charging documents, and which were verified by her reliable source. And yet 12 days later, we're completely changing that narrative. The fact is, we have zero evidence that we should depart away from the facts that are actually in the charging documents that were verified by her own sources. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and skip to December 1st. And I'm telling you, folks, I could go through all of her different episodes, and I can show you prime examples of where she just incoherently and without any reason just jumps to these other narratives that make no sense, with, again, no evidence behind them other than her sources say, her feels, her vibes, whatever she's got going on. But this is episode 271, December 1st, 2025.
Going back to November 25th, I obviously tweeted exactly what I was informed. Okay, I'm going to read that tweet to you in its entirety. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted.
All right, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's a long tweet, but you guys, most of you have seen this tweet. She claims that she has proof that there is a threat on her life and a hit has been put out on her from the French government. There's lots of things about that that don't make sense that I'll get into in a minute, but let's jump forward a little bit here.
I got even more specific. 2 assassins were hired, 1 Israeli, 1 French-Canadian woman, okay, a man and a woman. And I also said that the money ran through the elite gentleman Club des Cent. Again, I was very specific. And I asserted that the French Foreign Legion, which was a legion and a group that I had never heard about prior to this notification, were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. Okay, I don't follow military stuff. So me even mentioning specific gendarmerie, you have to assume that I got this information from somebody.
Look, I have no doubt that she's getting this information from somewhere. When you have a platform as big as Candace Owens, and you're clearly willing to put out information with so little evidence other than a source says, or even said source tries to provide some sort of bona fides of who they are, which is very easy to do, you become a prime target for disinformation agents of all types, from foreign adversaries, from political adversaries. I don't doubt that there's somebody that has convinced her that they are close to high in the French government and have provided, I don't know, whatever proof that she required to provide. You know, that could be somebody in the French government, that could be somebody in another government, could be somebody in, you know, their parents' basement in Baltimore. Look, I don't think it's that hard to convince Candace that you are a legitimate source. And I don't think she would require a lot. I think she's naive. I mean, just like she said, she's ignorant of the military and how things work with that. We're going to talk more about the French Foreign Legion, National Guard, and some of the other things that she is alleging that just defy common sense altogether.
Yeah, let's go back to her saying something about Club des Cent, right? How many times have I said, based on research, Candace, because research, this is how research works. There are 2 Club des Cents. 2. She never specified which one. We're left to believe that she's talking about Club des Cent dealing with gastronomy. That, I mean, we just kind of left to believe that that's the one she's referring to. That's all I'm saying. George, let me explain something to you, honey. Because we get candy ass cult members coming here all the time. If my mom is telling you to stop using all caps, they're telling you to stop yelling. I'm assuming you're at least 18. You can have regular conversation in the Lady Luck Club because we're sophisticated up in here. Without you using all caps and exclamation points. Do you understand that? Now, if you're a mod, it might take a minute, a bot, not a mod. Might take a minute for you to compute if you're a bot. But if you're a human being and you're a real boy, his name is George. Ironic, right? Yeah. Is this boys club playing in my chat? George Farmer, don't play in my chat. You gonna come in as yourself. George Farmer, you too old for this. You're 36 years old. Candace is 30. You 36, Candace. You're too damn old to be lying like you 8. She's probably a lot worse than her own kids. You can't make this stuff up. You don't have to yell, George. Okay, boys club number 2. You don't have to yell. Just make your comments and your statements and calm down. Boys club number 2. You can't make this stuff up. You're yelling in my chat. We're sophisticated up in here. We don't do all that.
So again, I don't doubt that she's being fed this information. I just think that she is easily tricked and is too eager to put out this type of stuff. And I think people are taking advantage of that fact.
Did I report it to the White House? Of course I reported it to the White House. Did I report to the FBI? Of course I reported it to the FBI. Did I report it to our counterterrorism unit? Of course I reported it because I'm telling you there's a paper trail. Common sense. You think I'm just doing that because I'm assuming you could get a felony for making something up out of thin.
No, you don't have to assume, Candace. I confirmed it for you. You could be charged with a felony. It's a crime to make a false report because you're giving false statements to the federal government. So yeah, I want you to do it formally. That way you can click that little box and attest that the statements you're making is under the penalty of perjury. Please do it. We're still waiting. Post the FBI text message you sent. Who's this agent she sent this text message to? Candace, was it the girl whose butt you were holding in that photo?
There like that. You can't just use United States resources to go after somebody in a plot that never existed that you did for clicks on YouTube.
You got that from me. She got that from me, word for word. If you said all of this, you copy it off of what I'm saying. You're bad at this, Candace. You're bad at this. You want to copy what I'm saying, at least pretend like you understood it. You can't make this up.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not convinced that she believes that this threat is real. And there's good evidence of that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. Because basically what she can do is she may be getting this source that she probably doesn't believe to begin with. And she can take that information that she's gotten and give it to the White House, give it to the FBI or whatever else. And it gives her plausible deniability in all of this. So that's what I think. But things get even weirder here in just a second when it comes to her reporting.
That plausible deniability, let me explain something to you all. It only gets you so far. When it comes to a criminal matter, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. When it comes to a civil matter, it is a preponderance of the evidence. But the judge is not going to sit there and just let you continue to say tactical stupidity, willful ignorance, plausible deniability as defenses. They're not going to put up with that the entire time you in court. At some point, you're going to have to explain the things that are coming out of your mouth, Candace. At some point, it is going to be proven that it's just defamatory and that you're just lying like hell. Everything's not going to fall under plausible deniability. And I know you're listening, Heifer. So I know you know I am not lying to you about that. Because why would I? I for one want to see you get sued. And boy, you're talking about mollywops. But I tell you this so that you can understand what you have to look forward to. Going to court talking about us plausible deniability. I thought that's not a defense. No. It's not going to work in every scenario. It's not going to work in every case. It's not even going to work for every claim you've made. Just like saying that Brigitte Macron is a man and it was a fact she was born a man and she'll die a man, and you kept saying that as a fact over and over and over and over and over again. There's no plausible deniability with that, because that can be scientifically proven. See, when you don't fully understand how court works, you might not want to cross the lines of whether or not you think something would be allowable in court. She's got 3 attorneys, and I can tell you all right now, Candace Amber Owens Farmer is not listening to none of her 3 attorneys. None of them. She's not listening to them. And she outed their law firm. You can't make this
information.
The idea that it was a multinationally planned event. And by the way, is that on its face even plausible? Huh? Multiple agencies and multiple countries involved, from Egypt to Israel. People are saying that's totally crazy.
It is totally crazy. Because we have a couple of issues with that. If we have this multinational conspiracy to kill Charlie Kirk, which is what she's referencing right now. What I want to know from Candace is the how. All right, you can throw all these allegations out, but not once has she shown the mechanism for which they made it work. So we have the French Foreign Legion, we have Israelis. Who actually took the shot? Where were they? Who was on the roof? Was that, like, I don't even know. Like, give us some details here. Like, you can't just...
Candace, if you don't understand the definition of the word mechanism, think also logistics. What would be the logistics? How would this go logistically speaking? Okay. Where would the people be physically standing? You're still not able to show where the so-called passengers on the blue and yellow Egyptian planes were during the moment Charlie Kirk was being shot, because you failed to make that connection. It would be different if you placed them at the scene of the crime. You haven't even done that, Candace. And when she starts saying health and scene of the crime, yeah, more of my slogan she'll be taking. You haven't even placed any of the passengers on those planes at the scene of the crime. Meaning, where were they on the UVU campus when Charlie Kirk got shot? How did they go from the plane to the campus back to the plane? See, that's the connection you make when you're trying to say someone is involved in something. Because otherwise, they're just flying in the U.S., doing what they got to do, minding their own damn business. And none of those people on that plane are studying you. They could care less that you're existing. They're probably concerned now because you're trying to sit here and insinuate that they're involved in a murder. But prior to that, they probably could care less that you walk this earth. You're trying to make yourself important. And yet, all her candy ass cult members can do is go from video to video, chat to chat, saying how many subscribers and viewers she has, even though she keeps saying, I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this because I really love him and care about him. Then why are your cult members parroting your viewership and your views? Or you're number one when they lying about that too. Being number one in a category is not the same as being number one overall. Big difference. It can be debunked. But that's all they talk about. Oh, how she is rich and who cares? And then she lifts up her eyes in hell, and then what? I'm not saying she's going, but I'm just saying, what if? Then all of this money and the views and the subs and all of that would have been for nothing. Candace hits the scripture. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose your soul? But if you don't have a soul to begin with, then you've lost nothing, I guess.
Move on without telling us how it took place. And she doesn't even believe that Tyler Robinson was on campus, even though both of his parents confirmed and identified him as the suspected shooter from surveillance footage on campus. Let's listen to this next part, because this is where some of the things that she constantly does as far as deception goes continues to play out.
No, it's the lone shooter who had never been on campus, who climbed the roofs like Spider-Man.
This is something that she said in multiple episodes. Yeah, you know, Tyler Robinson climbed the roofs like Spider-Man. Oh, it's so crazy. She uses such gross exaggeration to make a point and to make you, the listener, believe that the idea that Tyler Robinson was on the roof is nuts. Well, here's footage from when I went to UVU. Let me show you exactly how much of a Spider-Man you have to be to get on this roof. It's insane.
Look at that.
All right, folks. So here's the stairs.
Oh, Lord. Hold on. Hey, Paramount, you're missing your web shooters. You know, is Peter in the neighborhood? Candace, where's this Spider-Man? She's such a clown. God. Candace, you're a clown, girl. She could have did this herself. Candace could have went to the campus herself because she can afford to fly out.
Wow.
Can't make this up.
This wall is about maybe 3 feet tall.
That's where the shooter was.
All right, so right there is the shooting position. It's about 200 feet away from there. You don't need to be Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, you don't even need arms. You can literally get up there if you didn't have arms. So for her to say that you need to be Spider-Man and convince her, because there's a lot of people that still don't know this, and many of you watching this maybe didn't know this is how easy it was to get to the shooting location. There was nothing difficult about it.
Yeah, no, they're not going to look that up, PT. You know why? Because I said UVU has drones, and they won't even look at the drone footage to see the overview of the buildings that were around the canopy. Candace, because you're bad at this. I did that the day that he was shot. I looked at the drone footage when they were doing the manhunt. I looked at that video footage. That's how I knew UVU had drones. And was able to see, based on the drone footage of what they filmed from the campus, the actual schematics of the building, and that they had a stairway. She didn't even take the time to look this up herself or go to the campus, talk to people. She could have went live. Candace, your video, since you like views and all, and your cult members want to remind everyone that you get all these views, even though you keep claiming you're not doing it for the views. But if you would have went to UVU and live streamed and did a whole show there, all your cult members could have met you there. They would have went out and filmed those underground tunnels that I'm still waiting on that video footage from. Where's Joel? They would have been able to come there and ask you questions. Could have found out what those communistic bees were doing. You know, all these things you've thrown out there, you would have been able to actually verify it by seeing it yourself with your own 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 eyes or whatever you got in your head. You would have been able to see this stuff yourself. You can't make this up. Let's get the super in. Thank you, Brad, for the $10 super. Thank you for boosting my spirits. I had really bad day at work, and all day this situation is on my mind. You know what? God bless your heart, honey. It makes me feel good to know that people are watching, being informed, and being entertained, because at some point we have to laugh at Candace Owens. We have to laugh at her, not with her, at her, because she says the dumbest things known to mankind. Candace, you heifer. You have to laugh at her with these things. And the worst part is she doesn't care still about Erica Kirk or the 2 children that are under a protection order, while she sits here and lies about some assassination attempt on her life. Candace, I get to say you lied until you produce evidence. I get to say you lied until you produce evidence. The FBI does not have to produce evidence to fit your dumb claim. You have to produce that evidence. Why don't you start with the FBI text message you sent? Or tell us the names of these 2 assassins, you know. Perhaps go out and go squeeze the butt of one of them and then see what happens from there. Shout out to you, Brad. I hope we'll get to lift your spirits up, honey. That's what we're here for. Thank you so much for the $10 super. I appreciate it, y'all. If you're wondering why the Candy Ass Cult members are so silent, it's because they got to subscribe first before they can send a comment.
And for her to say that you need to be Spider-Man and to use this weird straw man argument for that point and this gross exaggeration to make it seem so ridiculous when it was so easy, that is clearly intentionally deceptive and outright dishonest and propaganda to push a narrative. By definition, it is propaganda. All right, so now she talks about her replies that she got from letting different government agencies know that she has had a threat to her life. Let's hear what she has to say.
Now, in terms of formal replies that we received from government structures, the only department that we did hear back, well, first let me say, I did not at all hear back from the FBI on the American side. I did hear back from the counterterrorism unit. I did hear back from the White House confirming that message had been delivered on Trump's desk, me saying that I had the information. I guess he didn't want to inquire further, which is interesting. But the FBI left me on red. And I will say, I didn't go through an official channel and send an email, and I should do that. But I did send a text message to somebody very high up who received the text message. No response.
Who? What? That's what we keep saying. Who, Candace? Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Name them. Who's the FBI person high up? What is their ranking? Their job title? Give us the name. Give us a job title. How long have they been there? Where's the confirmation of the text? Just text received. I don't know. You got the personal cell phone number of an high-ranking FBI agent. You got their personal cell phone number. Do you all understand what that implies? Let me go back here. Because, she says the dumbest things, because we just got to read it.
An email, and I should do that. But I did send a text message to somebody very high up who received the text message.
Candace, you sent the text message to somebody very high up. You sent it to their work number, personal cell number? Because I didn't know that FBI agents could just get text messages like that randomly from American citizens. I can't just text an FBI agent's cell phone number like that. with a complaint about someone trying to take my life. I can't do that. I have to file a complaint. You let me call them and say, can I get somebody that's very high up? This is Lady Luck Club. I need to text somebody something. It's a threat on my life. I think the French is trying to kill me. And then they're like, oh yeah, just send this person a text. Can I do that? Is anyone else able to call the FBI and get someone very high up and text them and say, you know, I'm just trying to help the Macrons, female French assassin, booty grabbing, male Israeli operative. Maybe he has a penis. You trying to send them something that serious in a text message, very high up, and doesn't tell us the job title or position this person holds? Candace, I don't even feel like snipping your thing right now. Get this out.
Message. No response.
Wait, what? You believe that there is a multinational state-sponsored assassination team coming to kill you and your family, your husband, you, like, and you sent a text message
and didn't
send a formal email to the FBI? That's what you're trying to tell me right now? I don't believe that. I don't believe that you believe that this threat is real. I'll just say that. That's like that. If my family was in danger and I thought a state-sponsored assassination team was coming to kill me and my family,
dear Lord,
like, I would be sending that everywhere. And I would make sure that and by the way, when I got a response, if I have a platform like this, I'm going to show you that response. Why isn't she showing us the confirmation of her emails? Like, she demands evidence from everybody, from the FBI, from TPUSA, from Utah. And she never gives the simplest of evidence to us to confirm anything that she says.
Not at all.
And she doesn't mind sharing. The only evidence that we have gotten is sort of the text messages early on. Why doesn't she show this text message that she even sent that information?
Exactly.
What is she afraid of there? Why are we not seeing the confirmations of receipt that she says, that she tweeted about as well, that they, you know, acknowledge receipt of all of this information? Why don't we even have that? It doesn't make sense. All right.
To the UK. Do you guys want Candace? We will return her to you for free. She's a UK citizen. Y'all can have her. That means she's texting the wrong person. She should be texting MI6 or somebody over there. Why is she texting our FBI agent in the United States? She's a UK citizen. Y'all can have her back. Take her, Boys Club, y'all can have them all of them. Take her back. Return to sender. Boys Club, you take your wife, go back home. You can't make this up. Because she's a UK citizen. Girl, bye. Bye, Felicia. The UK can have her. Somebody alert the king or the queen. Is it still a monarchy over there? Who's the prime minister of Britain? Let them know that we're returning Candace. Bye, girl.
So in this next clip, she's talking about UVU students stating that they didn't recognize anybody that was at the Charlie Kirk event.
Oh, dear Lord.
Now, when you have these large events on a college campus, I don't know that you would recognize anybody, but I don't know. Let's play it and hear her out.
The UVU students who attended said that they felt like they didn't recognize anybody that was there. It was weird.
Forget about how illogical that is. But let's talk about what she's getting ready to say, because she has said this time and time and time again.
It was very strange that they advertised for this event really late in the day.
All right, so this is a narrative that Candace has continued to push multiple times. I've seen it on X. I'm sure she's talked about it in her episode somewhere. But basically what she's saying is that, hey, you know what? This event wasn't even advertised till late in the day. Now, that in of itself is at least an exaggeration of things that I've known her to say on X. Originally, what she was saying is that this event was only advertised 2 days prior. So essentially, there was no time for Tyler Robinson or anybody else to plan for this, to plan this attack, because there was only 2 days prior. So it had to come from information from the inside. This is a lie. It is completely incorrect. And here's a tweet that I shared it was November 4th. So I retweeted, Jane Doe, you know, we knew that this event was indeed advertised many, many days prior to, it was more than 2 days we knew for a fact. But then we found the original listing on TPUSA website. It was actually sent out August 28th. But you can see on this flyer that was on the TPUSA website, August 28th, that not only did we know exactly when it was going to be, September 10th, 2025, but it was going to be.
George, Boys Club, number 2. I don't care. You not understand that? We're daring her to send a formal complaint to the FBI. We don't care about the rating of her show. And neither will Judge Rennie when she gets through being mollywopped in court. The judge will not care that she has any show. You keep saying she's number one. She's not. That can be debunked, but whatever. The judge wouldn't care. So we don't care. You understand how that works now? None of that will fly in court. We don't care.
In the UVU courtyard. So the idea that there was only a couple days prior or required insider information to plan this is total nonsense. And I know Candace knew about this. And how do I know that Candace knew about this? Because she responded to my tweet. So here she is right here. Sorry, I'm not tracking and wanted to add this to my timeline. What website are you using that shows that this venue went live on August 27th? Everything I'm looking at shows the websites weren't crawled until September 7th. Maybe you're using a different site. We provided her the information. It indeed was live and people knew about it August 27th.
It was very strange that they advertised for this event really late in the day.
So she has known that.
She keeps lying about something she doesn't control or dictate. Candace, you don't work for Turning Point. You're not the CEO. And they didn't want you to be CEO. Charlie Kirk didn't want you to be CEO. I don't understand why you can't accept that. It's like she's still having a hard time accepting rejection. You know, because narcissists don't like being rejected. Candace, you have a whole cult. You have a cult of at least 5 million people. Why can't you be happy with them? She's not even happy with the cult. She's like, no, I have to have Turning Point USA and the world. I need it all. You can't make this up. What is going on with this cult? Why y'all not making your cult leader happy here? She just wants Turning Point USA so bad. Candace, you can't have it. You don't get to dictate what's going on there. Your so-called insiders aren't telling you the truth or they don't exist. You don't get to dictate what they do on the road and their tours and Turning Point.
This event was publicly advertised and marketed since August 27th. But here we are, December 1st, still pushing the same nonsense that it was only advertised late in the day and it was crazy that people even showed up at all. This is pure intentional deception. And because she cares more about the narrative that she's trying to push and not the truth. There's no other explanation whatsoever. She is lying to people left and right because she wants people to believe her as opposed to sticking with truth, evidence, logic, or anything else.
And then suddenly we see a bunch of adults and people that they don't recognize at this event. And then afterwards, the national media moves to, it looks like they're almost trying not to interview any UVU students, right? They're interviewing everybody around. You got all these adults.
What makes her think they're not interviewing anyone? Candace, you had an interview with CNN and you didn't say anything. 16 days after Charlie Kirk was shot. And then you lied about not interviewing with the media because you thought it would be icky. It's icky. It's disgusting. Oink, oink. Candace, you got a photo out here where you're grabbing a woman's butt while you're pregnant at a pool. What are you yammering about at this point? Because you just can't get that photo out of your head. It's just so gross. Candace. Oh, girl. The fact that you did an interview with CNN and you said nothing, and then you were trying to be condescending the whole time when you didn't even read the indictment because you don't read, it speaks volumes. The people who are interviewing the UVU students are the ones that you won't know are conducting interviews. Like the prosecutor's office. Because they're handling a murder investigation. Perhaps some of these students are witnesses for the prosecutor. Maybe even the defense. I don't care if their interviews make it to the mainstream media. I do care if those witnesses go and testify in the murder trial. You know that investigation, Candace, you said you don't give a damn about. She says she doesn't care about the investigation people. She's already said that. She says she does not care. I snipped it. She says she does not care about the investigation. Candace, the people who are interviewing the students are the ones that you won't know because you aren't privy to that information. You're not privy to their conversations or what they said, what they're testifying to, any questions they're being asked. You're not privy to that, girl. Just because you want to impersonate an investigator does not mean you are an investigator. It doesn't.
Who were there, but mysteriously, the UVU students who had some interesting tidbits about what was weird that day just don't flood into the mainstream like we expected them to.
Why hasn't she interviewed any eyewitnesses? Why hasn't she personally gone to UVU to investigate what happened? Because I'm telling you, you have to go there. I did. I went there, and I'm telling you, it opened your eyes to the reality of what's going on. And by the way, I did talk to 5 different eyewitnesses while I was there at UVU. 4 of them did not want to go on the record. I did talk to one that went on the record. I interviewed him. You can go check out that video right there. But all 5 of those people told me the exact same story. It was very consistent with what we know. And quite frankly, it lined up with what is outlined in the charging documents, whether you like that or not. But the question remains, why hasn't Candace Owens gone there? Why hasn't she interviewed people personally? Why hasn't she had people on her show personally? All right, so here she's talking about the French Foreign Legion. It gets interesting.
Now, as it pertains to the French Legion, something else that's kind of interesting is that they basically gutted and replaced about half of their leadership in mid-August. Check out this article published on August 20th.
It's not new.
In 2025, a change of command took place across 6 regiments. Now, we researched, and look, I'm not a military buff. We found that they have 12 regiments that are known of. And you're telling me that they gutted leadership of 6? They put in 6 new commanders?
Again, more hyperbolic, exaggerated, straw man speech to try to convince you something's weird here. Every military unit out there goes through change of command. That's not gutting your leadership. It's normal to have like a bunch at the same time because you have people that are getting promoted, and so they go up to the next command level that they're going to, and then those other people that they go to the next command level. It's a change of command.
People leaving the military, because they may only have to serve like 3 years or 4 years or something like that. Then you kind of put people in positions to fill the spots. You can't make this up. So because Candace already said she doesn't understand how the military works, why is she making an issue about anything going on with the military? Candace, you still have yet to name the branch of military that you're accusing of emailing you, where they basically, and if you let her put it, and the candy ass cult members, the way they put it is that they told on themselves. You've already blamed the United States military for being a part of a cover-up dealing with Charlie Kirk's assassination. She flat out just blamed them for being a part of it, but never named the actual branch of military. And we have 5. We have Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force. 5, Candace. Pick one and show the email proof, because the candy ass cult members came over here talking about there's an email. No Reply even asks, shout out to No Reply, which episode did she post up that email? No Reply was like, I'll go look that up right now. We never got the episode number. Funny how that works. Candace, your cult members are even lying like hell on your behalf. They go ghost, because bots don't know anything. You ask them for evidence, they don't even respond. I'm still waiting on the video footage of the underground tunnels.
Command. She's constantly taking these innocuous events and turning them into this weird, suspicious, crazy thing that's happened. And it's all to convince you of something that isn't true. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about military things, and we're back to the students not recognizing all these people coming from outside of campus to an event that was advertised outside of campus that probably 3/4 of the people were not UVU students to begin with. I don't know why she keeps harping on this and trying to turn this into something that's not, but it's what she does.
The UVU students, the fact that they didn't recognize anybody indicates that we might be looking at military regiments that were there. And from the information that I am getting, which I'm going to explain later this week, I think there were some National Guard regiments that were there, some French Foreign Legionnaires that were there.
All right. So now we're saying that the U.S. again, she knows nothing.
Yeah, Paramount is rubbing his temples. That's the sign of a man like, oh, I got to debunk this. Did she just say this? I feel you, Paramount Tactical. Mama knows, honey. Mama knows. This is so crazy. PT, Mama love you. I'm so glad you did this video. And unfortunately, you get to feel our pain, because I've been at this for I've been in this position for 4 months with Candace, just holding my temples together. Y'all have no idea when my camera's not on. This is the look that I'm having right here. This is it. This is my pose. Let me pull up big time. Oh, shout out to Jackie. This is my pose right here. I'm just like this. Because it's hard to believe. Oh, it's so hard to believe it. I can't believe this girl, this come out of her mouth. And then when she said something dumb, I'm like, those are the 2 poses I'm making most of the time I'm doing a video reaction. I'm serious. When my camera's not on, I'm either looking like this or I'm like this with the frowny face. You can't make this up. You just can't make this up. So he's rubbing his temples because, mama feel your pain, honey. Mama feel your pain.
About the military. Okay, when you're talking about these things, you don't know about them. That's a real problem, right? So I guess these assassins, they're assassins 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Like the idea that the National Guard is going to be tasked with this international assassination plot of Charlie Kirk is just asinine.
So
it is
stupid,
like kindergarten level speculation and imagination run amok. That's what it is. And not only that, the other problem I have with it, not only does it not make sense, but on top of that, you're basically telling our men and women in uniform they're guilty of murder too. Yep. And they're guilty of, like, let me tell you something. I came from special operations. Forget about the National Guard. I don't know of anyone in a tier 1 unit that said, if someone came to us and said, hey, look, you know what? We got a top secret mission for you. You have to kill Charlie Kirk or some other American citizen. I don't think that you've ever find anybody that would be willing to do that. I really don't.
Yeah, the truth.
And you definitely wouldn't be able to find a whole team of whatever she's kind of like. I don't think you'd be able to find that. The people in the military love this country, love the Constitution. They're as patriotic as they get. And for her to cast aspersions over these people with zero evidence whatsoever, it's just adding to the list of things that I find completely despicable. She just says things and doesn't understand. She doesn't even understand the gravity of what she's accusing people of. All right, so before we go any further, let's go back to the fact that Candace Owens put out that tweet that was basically saying, hey.
That's when I started really just going in, because I tried to be neutral. Believe it or not, I tried to be neutral with Candace in the beginning, especially when Charlie Kirk first died. I even left a comment in the video like, are you going to talk about this or no? And tried to give her the benefit of the doubt when I saw her shed tears, what looked like tears. Who knows? It could have been water droplets. I don't know. Because Candace, we're just asking questions. But when she said that the United States military has something to do with Charlie Kirk's death, I went the hell off in a live stream and in one of my car rides on the way to work. I said, I cannot believe she's implicating the entire United States military who fight and defend this country, so that, Candace, you still don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. No one's came past your home and did anything to it. And I don't even advocate for that. But I also don't advocate for it to happen to Tim Pool. Just like I don't advocate for anyone to be doxxed. It makes no sense. And she has no soul when it comes to anyone else. I keep forgetting about Space Force being a thing. It's a thing. But it's a branch of military. But yet, never mind the people that are actually fighting so that she can go out to Dollywood while she claims that the entire country of France is trying to come after her. Oh, and a male Israeli operative. Because Israel. It's disgusting and deplorable. That was my moment when I was like, I'm seeing through the bullshit, because Candace, you're bad at this, and it's not hard to see that you're full of crap.
There's an assassination plot against me, international assassination plot, and then she basically went, dark for like a week, basically taking time off for Thanksgiving or whatever else. Where was she? Was she in a bunker? Was she laying low or anything else? No. We now have evidence that she actually went to Dollywood right after she announced that she was being targeted for assassination.
So right before Thanksgiving break, you guys know what Candace posted, this elaborate plot by foreign governments, including the Macrons, the French government, and one Israeli, apparently, that planned to assassinate her. Very, very drastic claim. I mean, this is serious. So House and Habit posted this earlier today, that apparently Candace Owens, on this break, where she went off air dramatically, allegedly, she went on vacation to Dollywood, which, by the way, is completely fine. I'm not coming at you for that. Enjoy yourself, girl. But you just claimed that an entire foreign government is trying to assassinate you, along with one Israeli, apparently, and you're at Dollywood? This is the text message that is attached to that photo, and it reads, my daughter's best friend went to Tennessee for Thanksgiving. They spent yesterday at Dollywood. Guess who she ran into? Yep, Candace Owens, out in the open in a public place amongst claimed assassination attempts. Make it make sense. And yes, this photo is from yesterday. Oh my God. And if this is true, that her daughter's best friend just ran up to Candace Owens, that means that Candace Owens didn't have her security or something. You know what I mean? She wasn't high security, right? Nope. Is that what that means? So, help me make this make sense. There was a foreign operation plotting her assassination. So much so that she ran to the White House, all this stuff. But she allowed some rando stranger run up to her.
Yeah, that could have been that female French assassin. Candace, I hope you were not holding her by the buttocks. Candace, did you grab that lady's butt? Now I'm just not gonna let that up. Candace, I hope that now you can take a photo with a female and not, never mind. It's too late. We're all gonna assume every time she's in a photo with a female, she's definitely holding the booty. She's grabbing one cheek or the other, or probably both. Who knows? You can't make this up.
You know what I mean? Dollywood does not look low-key whatsoever. It looks like it has a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people, high population, hosting nearly 3 million guests in a typical season.
If I believed there was a state-sponsored assassination team coming after me, I would not be
I'm
going
not
to
going
Dollywood. I
nowhere.
would not be risking myself or my family.
Thank you.
Doesn't make sense. But finally, let's talk about Candace's potential motives. Contempt for TPUSA.
Yep.
She clearly doesn't like the people behind Charlie Kirk. I think that was well known before Charlie's death, and it's even more clear now. Her other motives are views, clicks, likes, and of course, money. She's made millions of dollars off the fantasy adventure she's created.
And don't say that it's not about views, clicks, or likes, because the candy ass cult members come in here in the chat and say that all the time. She's number one. That's based on views, clicks, likes. That's based on a combination of views, clicks, and likes. So for you to say, oh, that's not what she's doing this for, but you keep saying she's number one. How do you determine who's number one when it comes to a podcast? It has to be based on that. I'm trying to get back to this so they can sit here and try to debunk me when they come in here and leaving them dumbass comments over and over again, because the bots, aren't bots are bots. What do you expect, right? Bots are bots. But when there are actual people behind these keyboards that are saying the same thing redundantly and repetitively, you can't say it is not about views, likes, and clicks and money. When they come in here saying she's rich, she gets 155,000 views, she gets clicks, she gets likes. You're reiterating the whole point that this is about views, likes, clicks, and money for her. They don't help dispute that narrative at all. If anything, they're confirming it. Because stupidity.
It looks like it has a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people, high population, hosting nearly 3 million guests in a typical season.
If I believed there was a state-sponsored assassination team
coming
after me, I would not be going to Dollywood. I would not be risking myself or my family. Doesn't make sense. But finally, let's talk about Candace's potential motives. Contempt for TPUSA. She clearly doesn't like the people behind Charlie Kirk. I think that was well known before Charlie's death, and it's even more clear now. Her other motives are views, clicks, likes, and of course, money.
So when they come in here saying, oh, it's not about views, clicks, likes, and of course, money, then we'll remind them if they're coming. Now, bots are going to just send things just to be annoying. It's part of their MO. Let me go in all these videos and in the comments and in the live streams, and let's reiterate the same dumb talking points, because that's what their bots are just trying to push this narrative, right? On social media. That's what they do. But for all the Candace cult members, you're making a point every time you say that affirms that her motives are for views, clicks, likes, and money. When you say she's got a lot of money, she's rich, she's getting all these views, she's got all these subscribers, you're confirming this. So tell us, how much of a brain did you have to sacrifice along with your soul? Because Candace has no soul at all, and her brain has been gone. They confirm this every single time they leave a comment about it. You're not bragging. Candace, your cult members are not bragging on you. They're confirming what we're saying about you. They're confirming it because they don't say anything else. They definitely won't tell us who the name of that so-called high-ranking FBI agent is that you sent that text message to. They won't put up the information that we want them to put up. Facts and evidence. They won't give us a confirmation number of you filing a formal complaint to the FBI. But they'll come in and confirm our views and what we're saying of Candace Owens doing this for views, clicks, likes, and money. So they come in and confirm that I'm right and she's wrong. You see, Candace, two can play that game, heifer. You're not good at this at all. painting a narrative is not something I have to do. Your candy ass cult followers do it for me. I take your words and use it against you. I take their comments and use it against them. They confirm how everyone else feels. Your motives are for views, clicks, likes, and money. And your candy ass cult followers confirm it. Every single time they confirm it. But they won't give me a video of the underground footage under UVU. Joel, I'm calling you out, Joey.
Made millions of dollars off the fantasy adventure she's created on top of the grave of Charlie Kirk while destroying his legacy and his life's work. That's a fact.
Yeah, man.
She has stated multiple times she's a Mason of TPUSA, i.e. a founder of TPUSA, and helped build TPUSA. TPUSA was founded by Charlie Kirk in 2012. She worked for TPUSA for less than 19 months before being forced to resign. So she did not.
Candace, why were you forced to resign? She won't talk about that. Candace, why were you forced to resign, girl? Did you grab somebody's butt? Was it the booty thing? You know, talking about Christ is King. You
helped build TPUSA. She was an employee at TPUSA for 19 months, a very small amount of time compared to how long it's been around. I don't even know if you call this a motive, but I do believe that she's being manipulated by both adversarial political forces and foreign adversaries. Just like I said earlier, when you have someone that has a platform like she does, reaching millions of people, that is willing to use unverified sources and distribute disinformation, she's a prime target for both. She definitely has an anti-Israel motive. And I want you to notice that I didn't say anti-Semitic. When it comes to Israel, I also think there's a lot to criticize. And I think we should have a discussion of where money goes and the role foreign governments play in our domestic and international politics. You know, there is a demographic out there, and I think a lot of them are followers of Candace, or at least aligned with Candace temporarily. And I think it falls under the philosophy, you know.
No, she just has a lot of bots and cult followers that, you know, listen to every word she says. And then they come and reiterate what we're saying about her being all about views, clicks, likes, and money. I don't think Candace is under any influence at all, because she runs her household. I mean, she won't even make George a sandwich. Candace is doing this because she wants to. It's that simple. She doesn't know how to put content together. She's not an investigative journalist. She's not an independent journalist. She's not a journalist. She's not even a good reporter. She's a gossiper. What she does is go out and just tell stories and tell lies, and somehow hoppers on that and then thinks, you know, if I say the same lie over and over and over and over and over again, I guess it'll be true to the people who also sacrifice their brains and their souls as a 2-for-1 special to Lucifer himself. Candace, you gave up your brain and soul like a 2-piece chicken dinner with a biscuit. No one is, only Satan himself can be happy with what Candace is doing. Oh, and her cult members in the bots. That's it. She's already said she hates everybody. You know, I just think Israel wants us to hate them. No, Israel wants you to leave them alone. Israel wants you to leave their name out of your mouth. Israel wants you to stop blaming them for everything. Now you're over there in Asia, I hear. She went to Asia tonight in her video. Candace, you actually took the time to write a script and recorded you saying a bunch of things about something involving Asia, because Africa just wouldn't do. You can't make this up.
You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know, that sees Israel behind everything. Anything that has ever happened, Israel's involved in. They control the United States. Personally, I think that is demonstrably absurd. And unfortunately, I think Candace has fallen victim to, you know, that idea that, you know, Israel's just behind everything. And she can't see a problem without seeing Israel. And finally, this is my own personal opinion. I think there's a good chance that Candace is genuinely delusional and believes many of the things that she says.
No,
she's
doesn't.
Tying all of these non-related.
Yeah, I will not agree to that, because only reason why, and I love you, Paramount Tech, Paramount, but the only reason why is because she says it over and over again, knows that she's not presenting evidence. She's typing up stuff to try to fill in the gaps, and then when she does her book club, because see, you gotta understand Candace from a totally different perspective here. What we're seeing in these photos, her grabbing some females behind, we're seeing a whole nother personality that her husband has already said exists. He literally said, I feel like I'm married to multiple women. Perhaps her grabbing the butt of this lady is another woman. When her husband is saying, you know, that dude she married, that might be faking gay, that there's multiple personalities in her. and he doesn't even know which one he's going to get. I think it's beyond delusion. I think Candace is doing this and then wants to try to blame it on that. But she knows what she's doing. I don't think it's a matter of, I honestly felt that, Brigitte Macron was born a man. Like, she knows she has no scientific evidence. And she did ask for the blood of the first lady. She knows what she's saying and doing. But she just thinks she's going to get away with it because she thinks that she'll be able to go to court and say, well, it's all in the name of free speech. I'm just a reporter. I'm just saying these things, under the First Amendment. How dare they file a lawsuit against me? Because when she responds to a lawsuit the way she does, and she still doubles down, most people who are just delusional, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to back off of this because I really don't want the legal issues. I don't want the litigation. She lied about, I don't want the case dismissed, but then she files a motion to dismiss twice, along with a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint. When you're doing things like that, that to me, that's not an indication she's just delusional. It's an indication that she thinks she's going to do and say whatever and get away with it. And when she gets caught, i.e. with a lawsuit, Turning Point USA needs to sue the crap out of her. When she gets hit with a lawsuit, her true nature comes out. How she really feels comes out. You were born a man, you will die a man. Now she hates Brigitte's guts, even though she started to lie about Brigitte. She just expected Brigitte, Candace, you're the mean girl bully. That mean girl bully that you were scared of in high school, you've become that. That's what she is now. She's the bully, the mean girl bully in high school that is just relentless. And it takes an ass whooping, a good old-fashioned ass whooping, for Candace to finally learn to stop effing around and finding out the hard way. Because her just seeing that she could be sued for defamation isn't enough. She has to actually be sued for defamation. So her being delusional, I can't get down with it. But I love you, Paramount. We're going to keep watching.
Issues together in her mind, and she thinks these delusions are real. So I think there's some truth to that. I think at least some of these things that, again, there's no relation. It's just this big incoherent mess that she's just kind of pulling in and tying it to this narrative. And it doesn't make sense. Now let's talk about one of the main reasons that I'm creating this video, and that is the damage that she has done and why we have to put it into it. Candace's allegations have destroyed lives and resulted in constant death threats and targeting of people, all with zero evidence. These people are innocent, not innocent until proved. Like there's no chance that some of these people that she claims are guilty of anything. Like they're victims of this too. And she has contributed to absolutely destroying their lives, their reputations. She has caused them to become targeted by insane people. There are crazy people out there that they have the will and the capabilities of doing all they need is a target. And she has put targets on a lot of innocent people. And that should not be acceptable in this country. Look, I believe in freedom of speech, but we should also be a self-regulating society. We used to not entertain serious accusations without proof. Matter of fact, we would tell people, look, don't accuse people without evidence. That's crazy. Just stop. Now,
especially of murder, Candace. You don't accuse people of murder or being involved in a murder or even a cover-up dealing with a murder without evidence, because you would have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. But keep effing around and finding out, heifer.
Now it's completely encouraged and just has become normal and clickbait, and we've accepted it in society. It's not healthy and it's not good, and it should be condemned. One of the most damaging things that Candace has done is she has fractured the conservative party in ways I'm not sure we can recover. You can say whatever you want about the Trump administration, but a Joe Biden 2.0 in 2028, it's not a better option. Not a better option at all. Lastly, most tragically, she's tarnished Charlie's legacy and TPUSA, which is Charlie's legacy. She's declared war and trying to destroy TPUSA, going as far as telling donors not to donate to them, and that it's an entirely corrupt organization that is responsible for Charlie Kirk's death, all of which is just untrue. TPUSA was the most powerful political force in the U.S. And not only were they responsible for beating Kamala Harris, but they were also the key player pushing back against trans ideology and putting a stop to leftist, socialist, and communist agendas here in the United States. Now, all of those evils have joined forces to destroy TPUSA, and they are definitely part of the driving force behind the Candace Owens cult. Charlie and TPUSA created a revival of conservatism amongst our youth in the United States, and a lot of that has been undone by completely false allegations of wrongdoing against TPUSA, and that's all happening while those exact same people are suffering from the loss of their leader, husband, and friend. And folks, it's got to stop. Look, I believe in government conspiracies. I think they happen more than we like to admit. But just because that does happen and it's real, doesn't mean that every instance is a government.
I don't like conspiracies. I want evidence. Until then, I'd rather not just even, occupy my mind like that. And although I'm apolitical, I'm not, Democrat or Republican, because people have a hard time being Christian first before they're political. And God will not be asking you who you voted for on Judgment Day. That is not a question God will be asking. He doesn't care about our politics. Getting into heaven is not based upon whether you voted for a Republican or a Democrat. It's not. We have to master being Christians first. If we're going to be Christians, and that is the foundation of your faith, we have to get to the point where we're at least following the word of God. Because Candace, it's a violation of a whole commandment for you to be lying like this. I mean, the lies you tell, girl. God is going to have a field day with her on Judgment Day. You can't make this up.
Literally all of the evidence. If you look at any of this logically, if you look at what we see on video, you talk to eyewitnesses, you take a look at the physical evidence, everything points to the fact that Tyler Robinson was the shooter. And his motives are outlined very clearly. And this whole event
admitted it.
Has been propagandized and exploited because we are so untrustworthy of our government. And the government has definitely earned that distrust. But look, we are being exploited by adversarial political forces and foreign adversaries as well. And they're interjecting a lot of this, what we see in all this. And look, I think it's very clear that
hence the bots. Y'all know these bots are mostly international. Yeah, because bots. YouTube won't do anything about it.
Candace Owens is being used by many of these forces to destroy the conservative movement in the United States, to undermine the Trump administration, and to just cause chaos within our country. All right, well, you all tell me what you think down in the comments below. And I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found this informative. Folks, I'm telling you right now, my one and only motivation behind any of this is the truth. And you can believe whatever you want. I've spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars investigating this, taking time for my business, because the truth is important. And that's all that matters to me. And you can believe whatever you want other than that. But that is my only goal. My only motivation is the truth. Anyways, until next time, stay armed, stay ready. We'll talk.
There you go. Y'all listen, it's 9:52. I appreciate you all tuning in. Y'all know we got another live show coming up with Milk Bar. Paramount, honey, you are just a treasure. Mama loves you. Like I said, Paramount Tactical. I don't have to agree with everything he said, but I agree with the truth and the facts and the evidence coming out. And that's it. This man went to the campus, Candace. Why can't you do the same thing? You can't make this stuff up. And I've been saying that for 2-3 months. Candace, just go to UVU, because that's what good journalists do, girl. But she's not interested in being a good journalist or interested in getting out the truth. The only thing she cares about is getting those views, likes, clicks, and money. Because she wouldn't be lying saying she's number one if that wasn't important. Candace, you wouldn't be telling people that if you had evidence to prove that. You had the most downloaded. That's a category. That's not number one overall. And it's a Google search. It's that simple. The bots are dumb. Bots aren't sending her money either. Exactly. She's getting money from people that are sitting here believing every word she says. But I appreciate all of you all. Thank y'all for the supers. This is fantastic. DB, oh my God. You're just an absolute blessing. All of you all are a blessing. Hit the like button. I appreciate that even more as well. Candace is 100% off her rocker. The $10 super here. She don't give a damn about anyone but herself. Karma's coming, and I'm here for it. Everyone was there to see mine. Yep. And there's my email. And I'm going to do the set up the mods as soon as we get done with this. And then the dollar super from DBS. Thank you so much. The $10 super from Brad Bowen. Shout out to him. He has a YouTube channel. You guys make sure you go check out his content. Thank you for boosting my spirits. I had really bad day at work, and all day the situation's on my mind. Candace doesn't care about anyone that she's tearing down in the process of this. And then the $10 super from DB. Thank you so much for the $10 super downfall. Candace Owens. That's a good title. She's got it coming. Shout out to Straight Out of Context, who's going to be doing a Becoming Candace series. Because Candace, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, girl. So y'all hit that like button on the way out, and we're going to go over to the live that is going to be starting with Milk Bar in 5 minutes. So tune in. Thank you all so much. And until the next one, I'll see you over. Have a good one.